What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and on this video I give you a behind the scenes look at my Done With You Walmart store, and you get to see what happens and how much it's made. There's been a couple hiccups in the whole process, so I'm sure you're going to want to find out about that, plus any problems I've had with the software and things of that nature. So this is going to be very enlightening, and I'm fired up. I hope you're fired up, even though it doesn't seem like I'm that fired up. Let's do this. All right, so we're here, and as usual, we're inside Ecom Circles. Remember, I want you guys to remember that we are talking about a two-step store that I've done myself. So there's a lot we got to talk about. There's a lot we've got to attack. But first, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you would like to get on the phone with me and talk about either the Done With You option, which is the option I'm showing here, or the complete automation A to Z done for you, my email is below in the description box. So just reach out to me and we can schedule a call. But let's take a look in general. Let's look at these orders. So this is Ecom Circles I'm using, and pretty much what's happened here is we've just gone in here and loaded up listings on this particular store. Now, since the original load up of the listings, we haven't really done too much, and that's for a lot of different reasons. So let's talk about those reasons right now. Those reasons are, first and foremost, this is brand new software to me. I'm the one that's managing this. Also, we've got packages going to a residential address, so kind of really didn't know how that was going to go about. And then finally, the last and final thing is there's a couple things that aren't 100% synced in. So even though there is an API, which basically means that the software connects to Walmart, it gathers data from there. There's other things that we're using like ShipStation to ship out the packages where the software doesn't sync with that. So things have to be entered from a manual perspective. And those three different things I haven't yet worked out. That's what I'm focusing on now. So I'm also trying to see what the workload is like for the current listings that we have. And as soon as I do give my team the thumbs up, they will load up more listings. So this is an option that you can have done. If we take a look at the listings in general, we'll notice that we have about 6,100. And then what we can do is go into the orders. And on average, we've been averaging about 2 to 3 orders a day. Our biggest day ever has been 5 orders. And there's a couple things that have happened, a couple like discrepancies, so we got to just correct those. There's a way to correct them in the software. The terrific thing about this software is it also calculates your shipping costs. So I know for a lot of people out there, there's been a concern. There's a lot of people out there that are like, Liz, this model, does it work long run? It doesn't seem like it works long run because I got to pay a lot in shipping. Well, let me show you an example of an order that comes through, and you'll see all the data here, including our warehouse address, our customer address, and so forth. And the warehouse address is simply just the address I'm using from a friend of mine's apartment. I did it with the apartment in mind, just from a perspective to show you guys that yes, you can still do it from an apartment. Now, I wouldn't recommend one where the packages are collected at a central location and then you have to go there and pick them up. It's going to have to be the type that drops it off straight and direct at your door. So let's take a look at this particular product right here, and you'll see what it says in terms of shipping. So this product was actually a mistake. So if you scroll down here in Ecom Circles, there's no perfect system. So even when you do get some listings, some of them are going to be mistakes. It's your job as managing the store to go in there and check those off and then just never sell those things again, right? And or for the future, just make sure that it isn't sold. Now remember, it's VAs, it's manpower that's doing this, so there is going to be error involved. So this particular listing, you'll see here, the SKU is not found because it was already corrected. But this is what we're dealing with. I just copied and pasted the product, so now I'm going to go to Amazon. I'll show you what we look up here. This is paper towel holder marble. And if we take a look, it was this product right here that was a product that was supposed to be purchased. But if we look at what the data says here, the total shipping is estimated $4.26. The order cost break-even price is $15.94. Well, you notice that's certainly not the case. The case is that it's $26.99. So a loss there of $11 plus a loss on shipping. But again, these kinds of mistakes will happen because there's a certain element of manpower still involved, and that is there is still a person that goes out there, locates these products, and then puts them in the store. So there is a margin for error. So when we look at this and we go into ShipStation, we calculate the shipping. I think on ShipStation it was like $9.94, so it's a loss of $5. But all in all, it still was a good lesson to take it out, make sure it's no longer in the listings, and that it's never sold again. So sometimes you'll see those mistakes, sometimes you won't, but this estimates the shipping right here. In most cases, this will be correct, When it isn't and you have a product that you're steadily selling, then what you'll do is you'll adjust that in the software. So we'd click this little edit button right here, warehouse shipping. We'd enter whatever the warehouse shipping was. Now, the other thing is that these shipping rates are calculated based upon whatever your central location is. In my case, we're in Miami. So it's going to take a look at what the shipping would be from Miami to somewhere in Seattle. And it's the same thing wherever you are. If you're in the most southern part of Texas, like Corpus Christi, then we might want to check New York, because it's to the far right. Corpus Christi is kind of like centralized right, smack dab in the middle, and then it would check either direction, and then you just put that in here, and that's going to give you more or less an idea of what your most expensive potential cost is. So this software takes that into consideration by entering it here. And again, you can remove products. You're able to remove products right here. Order pulled from Walmart is what it says, and you can make several changes. So fulfillment status, a lot of different things that are happening. Now, I've been working on a couple of the back end things that I do have to correct on my end when mistakes are made. There can be issues with orders and things like that. So this software is built to where you can write down notes, make corrections in it so that it constantly is adjusting, and it either pulls those products, it adds the shipping costs, or things like that, so that you're much closer to what your actual overall profit is. So if we look into the dashboard, our dashboard right now is not going to have what we've done. Like today it says total sales is 4508. That's what the total is in terms of what's collected, and that's because there's been 2 sales. With that being said, it's not going to show us our profit yet. Right here it doesn't show us anything, and that's primarily because I have not entered the shipping costs and entered manually the shipping tracking numbers and all that. That has to be done manually because right now I'm using ShipStation, but Ecom Circles does not yet have the ability to grab that information from ShipStation and import it in. That will be something happening in the future. The other thing going on in the next phase, it's to scale this current model up where there's still an element of manual ordering as well as manual shipment processing, which that's always going to be the case. Somebody, even if you use a software like this, will still have to manually process the shipments themselves and still physically repackage. I'm working about 30 minutes to an hour per day on the store for about anywhere between 2 and 5 sales. A lot of days it can be a lot less than an hour, it can be 30 minutes. But next phase will scale up to where we'll have 20 plus packages, and in that case, I'm probably going to be at about an hour and a half, but I'll be making a pretty steady profit and probably anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 in total profit per month. For something like this, that's pretty terrific considering I'm working about an hour and a half per day. So it's a pretty nice little side hustle where if you do have that hour and a half per day, you can steadily build this business as you continue to go on. So that's overall it. It will show me the profit and start to show me the profit once I enter all the numbers in the back end, which you will see in the next video. But so far to date, I don't have access to Walmart on this particular computer. We're at about the $1,500 overall total that's been made so far. Clearly, that's not all profit. And since we are early on, we have had some errors with some listings as well as some expenses with boxes and things like that. So in terms of with those expenses, we're probably at about a 10% margin with some errors. But now that we have a lot of the kinks ironed out, what you'll start to see is a gradual increase in the margin till we do get to about the 20 to 25%. But that's going to be a matter of time, and it's going to be now more or less what I'm working on is working on what it took to create that entire process. So I'm starting to slowly jot down notes for what our SOPs will be and or our standard operating procedures, which for those of you guys that don't know, that's just how the store is run from day to day. If I was to remove myself from running the store, how an employee would be trained to be able to take over for me so that it's a completely passive model. So clearly the employee's salary would have to be included in some of these calculations, but all in all, it's been going pretty darn smooth. I cannot complain. It's just taken me a little bit longer than usual to work out the kinks just because I've been busy working in all the businesses that I do have. But other than that, again, if you'd like to have a call on either the done with you option, which is what I'm doing here, essentially all we do is add all the listings into your store. You're going to have to handle the customer service, the overall management, the fulfillment of the packages, the repackaging, all that good stuff. That's the done with you. And then there's the done for you, the full-on automation package where you don't have to worry about a single thing. My team and I handle the whole thing for you from A to Z. My email is below, so you can reach out for me reach out to me for that. I'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you. So that's it for this video. I'll talk to you guys soon.